There's one key factor nobody's talking about that could easily result in $6,000 gold, $65 silver. How does that make you feel? Look, we've been through the ringer lately the last few weeks with the silver and gold price, but we got to take a step back and keep an eye on the big picture, right? The day-to-day fluctuations, they will be what they will be. Same thing about the week-to-week and even month-to-month. But when we take a step back, and I'm telling you, I learned something today, this factor that could really propel the price of gold and silver higher, it's sitting right in front of our faces. It's obvious, but I haven't heard anybody else talk about it, and I want to share it with you in this video. $6,000 gold, $65 silver. It will occur if the current trend of de-dollarization continues, and that will spark this big factor I'm going to tell you about that will really propel the price of the metals higher. And everybody's now generally accepting that the world is de-dollarizing, moving away from the dollar. Heck, even Goldman Sachs has publicly commented on it. So we aren't tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists when we talk about the fact that much of the world wants to move away from the dollar. It was really brought to a head about a year ago after the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and the Treasury Department, not the Federal Reserve, the Treasury Department confiscated a lot of assets and U.S. dollars owned by Russia, the country, and Russian oligarchs. But the trend had already started. We already had countries publicly stating that they wanted to start their own reserve currency. Have we heard of the BRICS, right? We've all heard of the BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and a bunch of other countries that now want to join the BRICS to start their own reserve currency outside of the US dollar, outside of the SWIFT banking system that's used by the powerful Western countries to conduct financial transactions between countries. And there's been a lot of small little moves that haven't gotten a lot of press where countries are taking steps to move away from the dollar, to sell oil for gold, to be able to sell oil in Chinese yuan and then be able to convert that yuan into gold at the Shanghai Gold Exchange. When I ring that bell, Susie is supposed to run down here and refill my coffee cup. I'm still waiting for that to happen. How about when I ring that bell, I'm ringing it for you. I'm telling you, thank you for joining me here in the basement. You're important. Your time's valuable. I hope you feel like you have a new friend. I hope you know you can always come back. Please subscribe. Russia and Iran talking about trading amongst themselves with gold-backed stablecoins, highly regulated stablecoins. So all these little moves taken individually aren't that big of a deal, but when you amalgamate or combine, if that's the right word, together, it is a big deal. And now I want to get to this factor that is blatantly obvious, but I don't hear many people talking about. And I want to credit Grant Williams. He was on the Jay Martin show. It's a great interview. I might recommend you watch it. But he said something that I was like, wow, I'd never thought of that before. And that's really good for silver and gold. And I want to hear how you feel about this. What he basically said was, look, we know the world is moving away from the dollar. De-dollarization. That's an accepted fact. But what we can also confidently say is countries aren't going to be moving from the dollar necessarily to another currency, to the Indian rupee, to the Chinese yuan, to the euro, to the yen, to any currency. There's probably not going to be a one country currency to replace. And what keeps coming up and what we're seeing a trend develop in is that those countries are all moving toward gold. So the move away from the dollar won't be to a competing currency necessarily. Now you could argue the BRICS currency, but they're saying that might be backed by gold too. We're not moving from the dollar to the euro as the world reserve currency. We're not moving from the dollar to the yuan. We're not moving from the dollar to the yen. We're most likely going to see a rapid appreciation in the value of gold. And of course, that will impact silver as well. We could easily see $6,000 silver in the coming 5-6 years. I believe that 100%. You may not. You can disagree. You're free to do that. Trust me, plenty of you do. But I think that's a big factor sitting right in front of our noses, right? Where's all that money going to go? Where's all that trade going to go? If it's leaving the dollar and not going to a competing individual country currency, it's most likely to go to, well, where it's gone a lot over the last 5,000 years, our old friend gold and his little cousin silver. Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate you being with me here in the basement. Take care, and I'll see you next time.